Hey guys, it's time for patch notes. I haven't done this in a long time, so I thought it was maybe time to do it again since there was a pretty big patch and I'm playing a lot again. So let's go over this pretty quick. Yeah, so big patch hit. I think it already released yesterday. I'm pretty sure I played it yesterday when it released. Let's quickly go over the dates. So season ended on 6th. You probably noticed that I already uploaded the 1v1 featured game mode, which is currently live. Only up to 11th January is the plan right now. We'll probably play that a little bit. Maybe I'll play some 4v4 as well. Get ready for the next season, you know. Which will apparently start on the 11th. That's the current plan. But yeah, and don't know if it's here already mentioned. It's mentioned later on, but the season will last a year now. So this was season. Good question. It was not like the 3rd season or something, or the 4th season. So now seasons will last a year. So we'll see how that goes. More time for me to get better ratings and stuff. Also ratings will be soft reset. That's usual. There's like I think the middle ground is 1200. So if I ended on 2.2, then I will be soft reset to 1700. That's how it used to be. I'm not sure if that changed. But yeah, that's probably that. Featured game modes now have their own skill-based matchmaking and leaderboards and all that. Yeah, interesting. There's a new thing called event points that you get for the featured game mode. No, each game. Yeah, so you get those as well. The 1v1 mode is currently live. Season goals. So basically, the season goals will give you additional rewards for stuff you can achieve. I'm not sure yet how they're gonna be determined. We will see, because I already saw some people that have as their first goal reached the same rating that they had last season. That can be tricky for some people. I can tell you, if you ended up on 3k rating, yeah, I mean, there's not much space on the top there. So that will be interesting. Yeah, if you achieve any 2 goals, you will get an exclusive skin with that as well. That is very nice to mention that it's 12 months long. And then, what I like the most, finally, more customization options going into the game. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger for you. Wait, find the right keys. There you go. Okay, so when you play Mastermind and Ranked, you're now given 3 playstyle options. Lock and Fight or Greed. Those 2 you will always have. Like they're so far you had these 4, right? Lock in, Greed, redraw, YOLO. These 2 you will always have. And a 3rd playstyle randomly selected from a pool. The pool is all these other 8. 4 of these are new. Chaos and Hybrid you probably already know from casual. YOLO and redraw were already a thing before. So all players in your game receive the same 3rd option. When you play Mastermind, Classic, Campaign, or Play versus IE, all pick is enabled. So if you don't play Ranked, you get to all pick. Like you get this overview basically. Allowing you to select your favorite playstyle every game. The thing is, I think it's mentioned down here, you need to buy the additional playstyles for the in-game essence. They cost 5,000 each. That's mentioned down here as well. And yeah, you basically have to buy them. I already bought 2 of them. I don't have more essence right now for more. I mean, I basically have Chaos and Hybrid already, so I think I'm just missing Castle and Fiesta. But yeah, let's go over them a bit. So Lock in, Greed, not really changed. Redraw has an additional reroll now. YOLO has 1 more income. So if YOLO is the option, I probably will go for it more often. Chaos is the one where you get a new roll every wave. So it's the equivalent to Profit Randomized to PR in Warcraft 3. And 6 starting income. Hybrid, the equivalent to Hybrid, you get 5 income, and then if you can build like a tier. So you build a tier 2 and you don't know what it's gonna get. So you get a random tier 2, for example. Fiesta, which I think is interesting, you get 4 income every wave you leak. So if you're really good at pro leaking, or if you just leak a lot like I do, this could be a good pick early on. That could be very interesting. I think a lot of people will probably go for that. cash out. It says 17 gold here. I believe it was changed to 15 gold. But 15 gold means you can start Lord of Death or Soulgate. Is it called Soulgate? The first gate unit. Yeah. Those starts are possible now. Level 1 starts. No exec or anything. I see why it's not 20 gold. Like there's suddenly you get a lot more options and they are kind of strong early on. So those you still have to build with Graal. Yeah, Castle. No bonus income early, but 40 income after wave 10. The problem is, at this point, I mean, what you can do is you can go very heavy Echo early on. But that way you're gonna feed the enemy a lot. And after wave 10, like at that point you already lost, well, to greed, for example, you lost 50 gold, but that 50 gold early on can be so much more, it can do so much for you, right? Then you get 40 income after wave 10. Most games end between 11 and 15 for me, so Castle is interesting, but difficult. Then you have the opposite, that is Cartel, where you start with 10 income, double as much as usual, but then you get minus 40 income for wave 10. That one is interesting. That might allow a couple more early workers as well. It's also so tricky to say like which is the best, because the thing is, it is kind of balanced in the way that everyone will be given the same option as long as they have it unlocked. If they don't have it unlocked, they will simply not have the third option. If that the one that is the option they don't have unlocked. I will definitely unlock all of them. That's for sure. We will see. We will see. So far, I'm not sure I want to pick Castle. The others, I can see myself play. Although in Mastermind Ranked, Chaos or Hybrid, oof, that is kinda. Ooh. We will have to see if I want to play that. That's gonna be tricky. So yeah, redraw is gonna have a reroll extra now. It used to have 3, now it has 4 rerolls. Yeah, and the rest basically everything normal. Wait, should I have this always? No, you can still read it, right? Unless you're on phone, then sorry. Even then you should be able to. So here's another overview over this, but it's the official patch notes. You can read this. Yeah, this is the skin that you can unlock with the challenge. Then you have those extra skins that are also going to be available for the premium essence. New secret cards. That Hopper and Spaghetti Monster. Matchmaking and ratings adjusted, so more duo penalty for low rated parties, less duo penalty for high rated parties. Because if you have 2 high ranked players or like 1 high ranked, yeah, like I think it's understandable, right, that there's limits to how much he's going to carry that guy, because the enemies are going to be good as well. Pathing and targeting, this is interesting. So when the wave spawns, enemies will now more dynamically accurately attack the targets nearest to them rather than locking onto a target ahead of time. This means your ranged units are less likely to be unexpectedly targeted when your melee units run ahead of them. So the way I understand this is that on a wave like 8 or 11, if I have, for example, a Gatling gun in front or any other ranged unit, it might get some initial focus, but the creeps will switch focus to the mobs that will then be closer to them. So that way you can maybe make them survive. I haven't been able to really test it out yet. So we'll have to see. But we will simply have to see. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Yeah, we'll have to see. Changes most noticeably on ranged waves and against ranged mercenaries when you build ranged units in the front. Yeah. And fix some targeting cases. Revive from Guardian Angel. Okay, collect 4. Yeah, this is not this. You can read over this. It's minor things, minor fixes, couple things. Kind of important also if you're in a guild. For every 2,000 guild contribution, I believe I have 10k in my own guild, for example. You get 3% more essence gain. So right now I get plus 100% more essence gain. So if you're in a guild, you can like boost the guild by donating cards, and that way you boost your essence gain in the long run. I think it is kinda snowballing effect in those terms. I'm not sure how much contribution like top players have, but I could imagine the people that played a lot and have a lot of cards, maybe, that they probably have insane gains. And maybe already past me, because I have triple gain because of my Kickstarter backing years ago. And I think they probably already matched me in terms of essences again. So I just need a couple matches, then I can unlock these options, for example. But still, buying cards is still expensive for the normal essence, also for the premium essence. And then game balance. Full Echo, we haven't seen that very often. I've played against it like once, I think. You now get 0% if you full leak. So that's interesting. I think that strategy is dead. I don't see how that's still gonna be. So yeah, then the redraw, as I said, gives more rerolls now. We don't really use our rerolls much anyway, so yeah. YOLO gives one more income, Chaos gives more income, but no reroll anymore. It used to have one free reroll. Hybrid changed a little bit because of the new tier 5, I guess. And is there new tier 2? Not sure if there is, but it's 44 now. Wait, but that changed because Gatling gun is 190, isn't it? Oh, whatever. It's whatever. Jules probably has the math behind that. There's probably some reason why. I'm not sure if it what the issue is. Pawn shop, Titan, small changes. Dark Mage, interesting change. So they made it in general that attack speed buffs, they were stacking multiplicatively. So I assume, let's say you have one unit that buffs 50%, then you have 150%, right? And another unit that also buffs 50%. Then you end up, if you stack them multiplicatively, to 225. Where if you add them additively, you end up at 200. So now it's being made additive for everything. This means like Dark Mage is getting buffed, so it's going to be good on units that don't have any other buffs. But for something like a Sovereign or a Sky Queen or Atom that gain a lot of attack speed through passive abilities, it will be weaker with them if they have a lot of stacks. Like on low stacks, I think Dark Mage and the Sky Queen, for example, will still be better. So in general, that's the Dark Mage buff in my opinion. At least the way I use it. Chain Fist, Oathbreaker reworked a bit. I mean, Chain Fist, you were never really able to use the ability anyway. So squishy, like. But then we come to some changes that, yeah, I was struggling with. I was like, why are these units not flying? These units, Mass Spirit, False Maiden, Hellraiser, Proton, Atom, and also Radiant Halo and what was the other one called? God damn it. Arc of Justice. They are all considered flying. So they now get buff from Leviathan. And yeah, then same thing for them, like their attack speed bonus changed. So now actually Protons and Atoms are going to be a lot stronger on low stacks, a little bit weaker at high stacks. But I think that's generally good for me, the way I play stuff. And also they're a bit nerfed, a bit less HP. But I think that's okay, because I'm never letting them tank. They're always one of the last units to die for me, even with their low range. So yeah, that will be a buff for my Proton and Atom strategies, but also for everyone else's, I guess. Also, I like Dark Mage, and yeah, it'll be interesting. Golden Buckler, Royal Guard, and nerfed a little bit. I mean, they've been pretty nice tanks. Borg actually buffed slightly. Lioness, yeah, same here. Like, it's not just with attack speed; it's also with damage reduction, stuff like that. So this actually works the other way around, though. Like this, they're stronger with more stacks instead of stronger at low stacks. But yeah, that's quite interesting. Some changes here, slight nerfs here. Honeyflower Death Cap rework is also interesting. I'm not 100% sure yet how it works. But now basically they are affected by stuff like Dark Mage, APS, Hero, like their damage is affected by it now. Before, they did spell damage, so the only thing that could affect it is it Magician or is it the other one? The one Legion spell and Rogue Wave. Those were like modifiers to it. So now that's interesting that they attack quicker. Like basically now the auto attack counts instead of the spell really. So the auto attack is a spell damage. It doesn't say anything about some number tweaking, so I'm assuming it's the same and the AoE is just big enough. Like as big as it used to be before. That way, I mean, you can play Death Cap Dark Mage. I can see that rock very hard early on. That will be very interesting. Of course, you still need maybe some tanks for it, but if you build with Butcher and all, yeah, it could be very interesting. APS, MPS, just they've been slightly buffed by themselves, but of course their aura works a bit different now. So, Holy Avengers, Sovereign, minimum changes. Actually, it will be less DPS at 0 to 1 stacks or at high stacks, but more DPS at 2 to 9 stacks. I think we're talking about very small margins here, so it's generally it's fine. Like it's not gonna be anything crazy, and yeah, it's not gonna be too noticeable. But yeah, then Harpy Sky Queen, that one is interesting. That is actually, at first glance, that's a buff, because they will do more damage with low stacks. So that's a great buff early on. But Sky Queen now does so little damage that it doesn't 2-hit level 3 anymore. And that then makes it, as a start, a bit tricky, because 3 hitting wave 3, and wave 3 has 18 creeps spawning. Sky Queen is going to be suddenly very weak there. So people will probably start something else and let's go Sky Queen afterward. I would assume. We will see. We will see. Radiant Halo, Arc of Justice, I talked about. Priestess of Abyss, Azeria, the attack speed buff is same treatment, but it can also stack with itself, which is hard to achieve. It needs to get a lot of mana for that to happen, but it can happen, of course. Then Berserker Fatalizer is another interesting change. So they're making it less of a full tank, more of a bruiser again. Less damage, also less damage on the ability, but way more attack speed. It is more damage. In terms of focus damage, like the bonus damage, if they attack one creep a lot, like for example against 10, that's pretty significant, is pretty close to unchanged. Just from what I'm observing on these numbers. But like the normal damage, because the damage here is not nerfed as much as the attack speed is buffed. So the normal damage is a bit higher. So they're gonna be a bit stronger on waves like 3. Basically any wave that spawns more than 6 creatures, right? Like anything that is not 10 or 6 or no, not 15, but maybe 5. But yeah, but therefore not as tanky anymore. I think it's still a good starter. Like I don't think that much change about that, but it's not your go-to Swift tank anymore. It's really more shifted towards damage and like balanced. And at the end, no, mini snail buff. I believe that doesn't change. Wait, does that change Giant Snail? Is Giant Snail like a fixed value, or is it a bonus value on top of the normal snail? God, I forgot that. But yeah, that's basically it. Interesting change. I mean, this kinda is for my Sky Queen playstyle. That's better, I guess. It'll be also interesting to play against it, and you can probably do more on level 3 now. The range unit change with the aggro will be interesting. Honeyflower would be very busted if I get Honeyflower, Butcher, like Dark Mage, oof. I don't know how that will go. Like, it could go really bad, but I imagine it could be really good. A couple of things that are better for not the super experienced players to understand, so they can get more out of it. And of course, the changes to the spells here are gonna be interesting. But yeah, you're only gonna have access to one bonus spell per game, and everyone will get the same. Everyone has the same option. Everyone will get Lock In, Greed, and then one of the other. So yeah, I really don't know yet if I want to play stuff like Chaos or Hybrid or Castle. Redraw, I don't really like Redraw either. But YOLO, Fiesta, Cash Out, Cartel, I'll probably pick that very often. Cash Out though, with 15 gold bonus only, is tricky because you have no bonus income. You just get it 15 gold. And it can give you a better worker threshold early on the first few waves, maybe. Or one of the tier 6s that I mentioned, LOD, Soulgate, but they're both not that great by themselves. LOD is okay though. Yeah, we'll have to play it. And this video took longer than I already expected. But hey, that's yeah, I think we need to talk about a couple of things, you know? I think it's important to talk about this. If I don't forget it, I'll send you the link to the patch notes as well, so you can read them up yourself. But other than that, feel free to try out the game, because the patch is already live. So go play. And yeah, I'll see you hopefully soon on another video. Bye bye.